The closer we get to the election, I hope you're paying attention, because you will notice this, that the closer we get, the more radical the lies that are being told, the more stoking of fear is being done relative to the electorate. Fox News last night is a prime example of this, where Sean Hannity and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, are trying to convince Americans that there is an imminent terror attack that's getting ready to happen, that has come, that there are terror cells all across the country that are getting ready to activate and leave carnage, bloodshed, rape, and murder, terror in their wake. It's irresponsible. It's lies. It's propaganda that as soon as the election's over, will go away. Just like the caravans are never a problem until there's an election happening. It never even gets talked about on Fox News. Hours after an election, all the caravan talk goes away. Same will be with this. As soon as an election takes place, as soon as it's over, as soon as the polls have closed, the votes are counted, people are in office, then they're on to something else until it's time to whip up fear in American minds about the prospect of a terror attack, which is a serious thing if it were on the horizon, but it's not. This first clip is of Mike Johnson last night on Hannity's show. And I want you to listen specifically to the language that is being used. He's communicating no certainty. It's probably this, maybe this. It's something that could happen, I think. He's the Speaker of the House of Representatives. He has a security clearance. He has the ability to find out exactly what the chances are of a violent, history-altering terrorist attack are. He could find out. Instead, he goes on Hannity and whacks, just make some guesses here. All of it in service to stoking fear, usually in older Americans, but it's all lies. Watch this.
We believe there's probably terrorist cells set up around the United States now, all because Biden opened the border and refuses to close it. There's no way that anybody could possibly think that Republicans have anything to do with this. We've been working on closing the border since we came into office and began in our House majority in this Congress. We passed H.R. 2, the most aggressive border security measure that's ever been passed by Congress. And you know where it is right now? It's sitting on Chuck Schumer's desk in the Democrat-controlled Senate. Well, we are hamstrung in doing anything until we have a president who cares about a closed border, and that's why we need President Trump back in office.
What a wildly irresponsible thing to say. There's probably terrorist cells set up all around the United States now, all because Biden closed the border, opened the border, and refuses to close it. Probably terrorist cells all over the place. It's probably that way. Can you cite any intelligence, Mike Johnson? Can you give us any indication of what the chances are of that you say? And what are the chances that it's true? It's irresponsible. It's propaganda. It's meant to scare your parents, to scare your grandparents, to scare you. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant for you that, listen, I can't afford to vote for Joe Biden for fear that my neighbors might be a part of a terrorist cell that came here across the southern border. I mean, that's scary. If it were true, it would be scary. It would be serious. It would be something to talk about, that we need to get to the bottom of this. It would also be the only thing they would talk about any time. They would be calling for the CIA to do something. They would be calling for the FBI to get involved. Instead, what are they doing? One, they're going on Fox News and yammering about it to Sean Hannity. Two, they're trying to defund the FBI. And three, they scuttled a border deal that would have eliminated the threat of these probably terrorist cells because they wanted to give Donald Trump the win. They're willing to delay progress on the border, on immigration, for Donald Trump, which means there isn't probably terrorist cells, because if there were, that would be of imminent importance. They would need to fix it right now. but they're not. Instead, they're, from a previous video, they're having little birthday parties for Donald Trump on Capitol Hill. That's what they're doing. Is this what the behavior you would see if there was an imminent terrorist attack from a multiplicity of terror cells that have infiltrated our country? Liars. Here, Sean Hannity jumps in, and then they have a little bit of a back and forth about it, and it even gets worse.
Every crime, every murder, every rape, and eventually, I pray to God I'm wrong, if a terror attack happens by Joe Biden's unvetted illegal immigrants and his open borders policies, now at 11 million unvetted in this country, he's got blood on his hands. What did President Trump specifically say he would do on the border? I assume he probably said just go back to the policies that were working when he left office.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. See, President Trump is a bold leader, and he understood. He ran on the border. He reminded us back in 2015, border, 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 because he saw this disaster coming, and he got control of it because he used his authority. He used executive orders for the right policies.
That's just gross. It's just gross. Every crime, every murder, every rape, and God forbid, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong, says Sean Hannity. Every terror attack, the blood will be on Joe Biden's hands. Immediately pivots to Mike Johnson, who goes on, you see, President Trump is a bold leader. This would never happen under the bold leadership of Donald Trump. Can't wait. Nom, 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 nom. That was Donald Trump's butthole, his butt cheeks. That was Mike Johnson. I'm an impressionist now. You see, you think that John D. Domenico's good at doing the impressions? I'm the new impressionist. This is Mike Johnson. It's Friday. These fucking people. Look, don't fall for this nonsense. I know my audience is attuned to this nonsense. I know my audience is smart and vigilant about it, but you might have a friend who's not. You may have a relative who is not quite as bright, who isn't really plugged in to what's going on. And every one of these first three stories that I did today, they deal with this, whether it be the media's interference with the New York Post lying, whether it be the weird Donald Trump visit to the scene of the crime yesterday on Capitol Hill, or whether it be the stoking of fear around terrorist attack that aren't going to take place. They have no intelligence. If they did, they'd say so. You don't probably a terrorist attack. You give definitive answers so people can live their lives in peace, knowing that their government is doing a good job securing their safety. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. We can have a conversation in the comments. That is great. YouTube will trigger YouTube to share this content with new people. The people like, oh, look, this video is being engaged with. People like it. Let's see if other people will like it. You can do your part there. If you want to take that further, you can click the join button below. For $2 a month, you can help support this work. Help me make these videos right here on YouTube. Click that join button, see what's involved, become a channel member. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt That's a great place to help support. A real great place. They take way less money than YouTube. A way smaller cut. That would be great. And follow me on the social media. I am at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Have a great weekend. Do not be fearful of this nonsense. Be fearful of this nonsense. I love and appreciate you. Be genuine. Take care of one another.